And what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Basic Entertainment, and welcome back to another live spoiler talk of WandaVision. Today we got episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall, and of course, I am joined with my daily co-host. Every time he pops up in the show, my Marvel guy, Shamoon Reacts. What's going on, Shamoon?
What is up, man? Good to see you again. We were just talking about episode 7. We have a lot to discuss, man. This is going to be a juicy one tonight, guys.
A juicy one, and it might be a frustrating one to talk about, but we'll get into it. We got people in the chat. Sean Tacker, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Hey, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream.
What's up, Sean?
If you got some comments, if you got some, your own opinions, feel free to put it down in the comments. We would love to talk about and discuss. And of course, you brought up a hey, so I'm going to give you one of this.
Hello there.
Messed that up a bit.
Every time.
But hello there. Welcome to the chat. Sup, Matt, Jim Keen. Of course.
Hello there.
I freaking love that. It's so perfect. It's so perfect.
It cuts too quick, though. Oh, dude, this guy, someone on Drew's stream said, what did they say? They said Shamoon, and they misspelled my name, and then it just became a joke because I was like, wait, why did someone put W in my name? Right. And this guy's from that stream, so hello again. Hey, it's fresh.
What's up? Hey, it's fresh. We got Shamoon guy over here on my right. So yeah, Eddie Terrell filler. LOL, shaking my head, boy. Those expectations will do you every time. We'll get into it, and I'm gonna stick to my guns, and I'm gonna call this episode filler. But we'll get into it, of course. Sean Taggart, once again, if you have any kind of opinions on the episode, feel free to put it down in the comments. We would love to get to them. So, as we always do, our recap section of episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall. Shamoon, you want to take it away?
If you want to start it, 'cause I'm just trying to remember, like, on the spot how it happened exactly. I would do the second part of the recap, though.
All right. So the episode starts out with the kids. We see the kids kind of talking about how what happened last night, and we get to Wanda, who's kind of I don't want to say she's depressed. She's depressed. She's kind of thinking about last night, and she's been kind of like feeling like she's a bit weird. She's feel kind of like hungover. You want to say eating some cereal, and she just wants her own time. Kind of want to think about what happened, what's going on in her life, in the current situation she's in, the current state she's in. And we get Agnes, who kind of takes the kids away. Kids go out with Agnes, so they give Wanda some mommy time. And we get to Vision. We see Vision on the ground. He's in the carnival. We meet up with Darcy, who is not knowing who she is. She's kind of playing into that carnival role. And they kind of break into that. We'll go ahead and talk about Monica Rambeau and Jimmy Woo, meaning that I don't know if that was supposed to be the space engineer, but we get some military. They go in and try to break.
Oh, dude, you just reminded me. That's another disappointing thing about this episode, but obviously we'll talk about that in a bit.
So they make this truck. They try to climb it in. It doesn't work. And you want to take the rest of the episode?
Yeah, and then I think it comes to a point where Wanda, obviously Monica just runs into the hex. We see a moment of her, I think it's pretty much awakened her powers because she's gone through the hex a few times now. And then we get to a point where she has a confrontation with Wanda, and then obviously that creates more tension. Agnes comes into the picture. She then, I'm trying to remember what happens after that. I think then we go back to Vision and Darcy are talking about basically what happened with the whole situation, right? And like what happened but prior. And I think Vision is starting to understand that not everything is Wanda's fault. And then later on, obviously Wanda's with Agnes because Agnes wanted to take the kids away from her for a bit. She wanted some me time. And then, of course, we get to the end because Wanda realizes there's something fishy about Agnes's house. You can see the sandwiches are munched in a weird way. She goes to the basement because that's where Agnes says the kids are. They're not even in there. And then we just see Agnes really being Agatha Harkness, who we already knew that was going to be the case.
Right.
And then Wanda gets like under her sort of spell or mind control. and then that's the climactic ending, and then we're kind of left thinking like, what the hell was that scroll? What's going to happen next? Is this when, Wanda gets new powers, or she really understands the powers that she has? And then the post-credit scene, maybe some people missed that, but we saw Quicksilver again with Monica. So
Monica is snooping down Agnes's house. So first impressions overall, kind of like brief thoughts of the episode. I'll go
funny
first.
that image pops up as I was saying about that earlier on. So
Yeah.
I was going into this episode just expecting more, because after 4, 5, and 6, they were building on that, right? It's almost like episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars. It got crazier. But I honestly think the whole thing with the Modern Family decade, it was cool, but I don't really watch Modern Family. I got that,
Right.
but I do feel like there was a bit of filler in this episode. Like, do we really need this? The jokes with the clowns and stuff was funny for like a few minutes, but it's like, oh, come on, just get Vision waking up Darcy quicker.
Right.
I feel like the pacing was good, but again, it was like, why do we need this? Is this really relevant? Can we just get to more development? I feel like the writing in this episode was probably the weakest out of all the episodes now, because it's supposed to be at the peak. It's kind of dipped after this episode, whereas understandably, 1, 2, and 3 are kind of re-establishing MCU and bringing in Phase 4. I think they did well towards the end, and I think the ending towards the third act, well, the third act is, in particular, was probably the best part, and seeing the Agnes reveal. But other than that, like, it was kind of like, yeah, I was expecting a lot more, so that's just how I felt this episode went.
I feel like this episode, first of all, hearing the rumors that this was going to be the beginning of an hour kind of arcing story, and this is the beginning of the third act, the final act of WandaVision. This was a complete letdown. The writing in this movie, the writing in this episode was bad. I think it was kind of dumb. It was lackluster. Yeah. It wasn't the same quality, same kind of. This was just you could tell the creators, the writers were just writing in filler. They needed an extra episode to kill some time, and this was perfect. One scene that perfectly demonstrates this is when Vision and Darcy are talking in that truck, and Vision just is like, "What am I doing here?" and just flies up. Well, what are you doing there? Like I understand you're trying to understand who what like your previous past, but at this current moment, you know who Wanda is. You know what's going on. You know what the sake of the world is going on.
That's a really good point.
And it's like, yeah.
To add to what you're saying, yeah,
go for it.
So I can't forget, because like you were saying about Vision flying away, like Wanda was trying to tell the kids why Vision wasn't there, and she was like, "I can't get him back. He doesn't want to be here." But I mean, he knows where you are, so I mean, surely Wanda could like bring him back. Like, ironically, she brought him back.
My biggest question of the episode is why was Vision trying to talk to Darcy, knowing that Darcy is not going to know who Vision is? It's like, oh, we made eye contact. Dude, obviously he's not going to know, because she is currently stuck. You did it in the previous episode where you tried out your the coworker, and your coworker woke up. So do the same thing. Don't waste time. Do it quickly. You know what I'm saying? Why was he trying to talk to her, like have a conversation?
Okay, I know he came back to life when he was back in the Hex, but surely he would have remembered, wait, Darcy must have got called in that Hex. Don't even talk. Just do it straight away. And then be like, okay, just ask her what happened, or does she remember? And then she'll be like, oh, well, I'm awake now. And like you said, they spent like, what, 5-10 minutes trying to be funny and stuff. Like,
and it wasn't funny. Like, there was probably like one joke with like Vision's like, what am I doing here? And he takes off the mic. That was cool. That was a little giggle, a little chuckle, but it wasn't funny. Majority of this episode, this whole Modern Family tone, which I personally like, Modern Family, Office, that type of documentary type comedy is cool. It's kind of, it has that cringy type family type humor. It didn't work here. It just did not work. The jokes did not land, and I think that's an overall problem with, like, sometimes when it comes to the MCU, there's gonna be some comedy, but the comedy gotta work. The comedy can't be lazy. It can't be like this. It has to have some good comedy moments and some good moments. And obviously here in this episode, it completely lost that, and it was focusing too much on that. So let me get to some of these comments before we really get rocking and rolling with this episode. Hey,
Sure.
YT, Hero YT, of course.
What's up?
Of course, if you bring up a hey or a what's up, you get one of those.
Hello there.
Hello there, Hero YT. Okay, how many episodes of is it off WandaVision? There's
9.
9 episodes. Yeah.
So you got 2 more.
What's up? Talking Cobra Kai. Is this the guy?
This is Nerdy Films.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
Nerdy Films? I know you did a rebranding, so that's cool, man. I'm proud of you for coming back on the YouTube scene with the Talking
good
Cobra
to
Kai.
see
That's
you,
great,
man.
man. Keep it up, Hero YT, because it's more than 8. Yeah, it's 9. Okay, I can't wait to see Drake next episode with Toby, Boy Andrew, personal friend there. Yeah, he's a personal friend. He's doing his trolling questions. But yeah,
Drake.
I agree, Shamoon. The episode was very underwhelming. Yeah, it was. Just overall underwhelming. Even the final reveal with Agnes, I thought it was kind of underwhelming too.
I feel like
and that was like the biggest moment. You know what I'm saying? Like the big highlight moment. And for some reason, it still kind of felt like I don't know. It just didn't have enough. Maybe because we predicted this. But
see, the thing is, from day one, Agnes was sus. She was nosy. But have you noticed progressively they showed less of her, but they showed her at the start. So when I rewatch the episodes, you'll probably notice a pattern. Agnes is really involved in the first few, then it sort of drifts away, and it's like she's waiting for that tension to build up. And then she got Wanda at her most vulnerable. But then we figured out she was behind the whole Pietro stuff, which blew my mind because I thought that's Mephisto. That's just that's just someone else. That's not to do with Agnes. But it's so confusing. So really, it just gives you more questions. Like, what happens with Pietro now? Because in that post-credit scene, he said snoopers are going to snoop or something, and is he still being controlled by Agnes, or is he fully back now like Vision, reanimated? But it just really poses more questions. But the thing is, who is Agnes working for? Why is she doing this to Wanda? What did Wanda do to her? You know what I mean?
I saw some speculation. If you really look into that her basement, you can see some statues of like Mephisto. Like, if I will say, we'll get to my highlight moment, I will say that whole set design looked great. But
that looked amazing. That had a proper witch vibe, and that scroll. I think that's something from Doctor Strange that we would have seen in the background, but wouldn't have known straight away.
I think that book is from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know. I haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That was mentioned. There was a villain. I think there was a villain mentioned from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. called Darkhold, and that book relates to Darkhold, apparently.
I think because Ghost Rider was an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., a different version of Ghost Rider. I think Ghost Rider took that book, if I'm not mistaken. If I heard something like that.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw a bit of that Ghost Rider. He kind of looked trash. Like, I wanted the
I kind of like the way how Ghost. I saw some clips of that from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm gonna try to get into Agents of
DC.
Yeah,
like like Flash DC. I wanted to reveal MCU, not freaking DC like student budget film kind of thing.
Yeah, that was the ABC, and they're trying to convert that now to the MCU and Marvel Studios. Do you think commercial was referencing Wanda being a Nexus, being in the comics? Yeah, the Nexus 100%. Is like a reality multiverse. It's something to do with like different reality.
Isn't it to do with beings that kind of classify as Nexus because of their powers? So Wanda's a Nexus being because of the power capability she has. I don't know if this kind of links in with mutants, but probably just.
I can see it happening. Yeah, I can see. The more with the show going with like how the power you come out of that force field.
Yeah.
I call it the mind stone field. You come out of that. Because it is the mind stone, because she is from that mind stone. She has the powers of the mind stone. So that's basically like a whole mind stone force field. If everyone comes out from that, everyone like Westview, right? But not just Westview. I'm making a prediction right now. By the end of the show, she's gonna go boom to the whole world. Like the whole world is gonna get the force field. You know?
What if
the
multiverse of madness? What if that is literally the plot of the multiverse of madness? Literally, it's called Multiverse of Madness because Wanda has affected the whole Earth, and she's kind of saying, you remember, Monica says, "Don't become the villain. You're different from Hayward." She says,
Yeah.
"What if I am the villain?" or something like that. And she kind of says it like with.
I do like that they're trying to put Wanda this new light as a moniker of being a villain. I do like that. I just hope we could get a twist here and there. Like, I know Agnes is supposed to be like the manipulator, the teacher of teaching her to become this. Maybe I want to see something.
It?
Yeah. We'll get into that when it comes to these other episodes. We'll find out why.
That's what I'm wondering.
We can speculate all day we want until we get the, what we actually, when we see it. But I want to get something where it's like Wanda kills Agnes and just goes full blown crazy, goes full blown villain mode.
I think that will happen.
Like
I think that will. I feel like that the twist will be, well, it kind of happened in the comics, but I think something will happen to the kids. Agnes will create something, meaning she won't see the kids again.
Right.
And then perhaps it's a situation with Vision and Wanda, and then basically Agnes just Wanda kills her, and Vision just kind of he's seen this side to Wanda now, and I think maybe that ruins their relationship, and then maybe that happens where he becomes just completely white and he loses all his emotions. Maybe the battle that they have, if you think about it, I think the battle that Wanda has with Agnes, I think it is in the comics,
right?
Created. I think that's how it happened. Something happened to the kids because there was a result of the battle that she had with Agnes. Yeah. And now I think that's how it's revealed to her their life essence is from Mephisto. So if they do that in the MCU, perhaps they'll go that route, but slightly change it a little bit and link it more with the Young Avengers. So then these guys will be reintroduced because they're kind of reborn, I think, in the in the Marvel comics, but they're known to be the kids that Wanda lost. So it's like it's kind of confusing when you get your head around it, but I just hope they do it cooler way in the MCU.
I'm not too sure about it, but I think Agnes is not technically a villain in the Marvel comics.
She's a mentor. Like she taught. Yeah, I think she taught Wanda.
But she's not like a super villain. I want to say.
Yeah, she's not really like a she's not like a Loki or like a Thanos or like trying to destroy everything. Or Dormammu.
She's a manipulator.
Right. More like,
but she's
probably even more like Loki in a way, like anti-hero type thing.
Yeah, I think they're playing into that, how she is going to become a manipulator in this show. And of course, the big overarching guy could be either Nightmare or Mephisto. I think those two are going to be the safe bets. But I still feel like, I think the problem with this episode and with that reveal is that I'm a comic book fan. Even though I don't know too much about Agnes, I know who she is. And hearing that, making that prediction is like, okay, she's gonna be Agnes the Harkness, right? And she was, and it's not like a big reveal for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, boom, I called it. No big surprise there. If you're like a normie, I want to say, or like a casual of like, if you're just a straight up MCU fan, maybe someone like Andrew, who is a personal friend, that's not a shot, or maybe it is a shot. If you're like him, and if you get something like that, it could come as a shock. It could come as a twist. And I feel like you need to get like a good story, like not a story, but you need to get a twist when you're playing with that mystery box storytelling.
Right.
Because clearly we have a mystery box storytelling within this show.
Have you thought about what the big cameo will be? Because Paul Bettany said something very interesting about that. I'm sure you saw that. Yeah, so Evan Peters was never going to be the big cameo. Is someone he hasn't worked with, but someone he wanted to work with for years. And the way he said that, I just felt he's talking about Magneto, or he's talking about Professor.
I had a feeling too. I was talking about that because I saw that he worked. They're not going to bring up Ian McKellar's. I don't know why I even bring this up, but they're not going to bring back Ian McKellar's Magneto, the OG Magneto.
Or McAvoy.
Yeah. I think it might be Michael Fassbender based. Technically, I don't think Michael Fassbender and Paul Bettany has worked. Oh, you know what's one? Okay, here's a crazy.
This is hard to figure out. You got to really look into it. But yeah, go ahead.
I saw a Twitter account, and they kind of talked about how Al Pacino has had talks with Marvel Studios. Al Pacino has had talks with Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige. This is a report. This is a real report. And Al Pacino in a previous movie, I forgot what movie it was, but he played a devil. What happens if Al Pacino is playing Mephisto? And Paul Bettany has came out and said that Al Pacino is his favorite actor of all time, and I don't think he has worked with them. Did I just blow your mind?
Fucking hell.
I'm gonna clip this because I feel like I have a good feeling that Al Pacino might be Mephisto. Like I'm not kidding. That could be a real threat right there. I think Al Pacino even said that he likes.
I'm just trying to imagine Al Pacino. He's Mephisto. Say hello to my little friend.
I think Al Pacino, because a lot of these kind of like actors are not fans of the MCU. Like they're very pretentious and stuff. But he came out and said that he likes the MCU. He likes Guardians of the Galaxy. So he is willing to work with Kevin Feige in the MCU. So Al Pacino's Mephisto. Don't count it off, man. Don't count it off.
I'm not gonna lie, but I would never expect Al Pacino to be Mephisto, because I just think of it the way he is and what he's portrayed. He's a great actor though, but I thought they'd just go with someone new. But oh my god, man, that's
mind blowing.
That blew my mind.
I was connecting the dots. When I saw that tweet, I was connecting all the dots. I was like, yeah, this might be the big reveal, and I won't be surprised because we know Mephisto is coming sooner or later. He's gonna come in one of these movies, one of these shows. But Wapensev is a big actor. That's a big pulling punch right there.
I feel like. Do you think that's Luke Skywalker worthy though?
Al Pacino himself, yeah. Al Pacino's a huge actor, man.
He is a legend though. He has done so much. But
in the MCU, that's fucking crazy. Like that's just straight up.
That is. With Vision saying fucking bonkers, I hope this is exactly what he was talking about when he said fucking bonkers.
100% agree with you both. We got
quite a few questions, I think.
Yeah. We'll get to them.
What's up, Connor?
Shame. What's up, Connor? Welcome to the channel. Thanks, man. Of course, man, you always have my support 100%. Do you think Agnes, the Harkness, has a partner? Yes, I do. And I think that's going to be Mephisto or Nightmare.
I think that as well. I think she's working with someone. She can't do this on her own. I feel like she needs to kind of collab with someone to do this thing that she's doing. If it's not Mephisto, it's definitely something a being from the dark dimension, which is on the same level as Dormammu, perhaps, because that's the way of tying in Doctor Strange. Apart from Dormammu, I'm sure he's going to find something on the similar scale. And then obviously we get to the villains that are going to be the main focus of Phase 4, 5, and 6. Then obviously we'll see them as well. But he wasn't aware of Thanos at all until obviously Hulk came in, or Banner came in and warned him. But he knows about Dormammu and all those guys, so he's going to have a lot to deal with.
Right. It's going to be one of those two, and they're going to what made the review about Agnes so underwhelming was the most of us saw that coming from episode 1. Yeah, and I think that's that could be a problem when it comes to like these comic book movies and the comic book fans as we are. I think for someone who's not really a fan, that could be a bit of surprise. But they always had it open up. You know what I'm saying? They kind of hinted that she was always up to something. Like you said, she was kind of sus throughout this entire show. So I think everyone saw it coming, even the normies. Like they saw something in.
I'll tell you what's funny though. Everyone, I mean, we even discussed this. We thought Dottie said that nearly wrong. The lady from that episode when Wanda breaks the glass. She was in this episode, and no one really thinks she's Mephisto anymore. Because you think of Agnes and you think of the husband she keeps referring to, Ralph, who we haven't seen yet. I'm just curious who the hell is Ralph. And I mean,
I think it's Mephisto. I think certain vids call that
unless it's Nightmare, because Nightmare kind of draws power in that way. But then again, Mephisto could easily do that as well. So I think Mephisto, it's time to introduce him.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think this is the most appropriate time. But if they go Nightmare, I won't be mad of that too. Either those.
Yeah, I mean, either is going to be nuts. You've heard the casting rumors for Nightmare. Someone said I think David Tennant, because he played Kilgrave in Jessica Jones and did a great job as that.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
I would love to see him as Nightmare, or even Mephisto.
I think I talked about this before on the stream. I think Nightmare for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness or Doctor Strange 2 was a Scott Derrickson idea. Sam Raimi came in there.
That's what it was.
Maybe potentially rewrote a new villain in there.
Do you reckon all the references to Nightmare, if that's the case, if Nightmare isn't the main focus, do you reckon so with WandaVision, they're just teasing Nightmare for the film, but because it was too late, they couldn't exactly redo WandaVision, so they kind of went, okay, we've already done it now, so we're just going to have to kind of explain why Nightmare, or I don't know, some sort of way to refer to another character, because it sounds like Nightmare's coming, but if that's a Scott Derrickson idea, are they still going with that, or are they just completely going against that? I just want to find out.
Potentially go against that idea of having Nightmare. I think they should do Nightmare. I think they should. Honestly, if I'm being real with you, freak Mephisto. Save him for a different movie. Maybe save him for Doctor Strange 3. Give us Nightmare. Give us a small little appetizer, and then because Mephisto's supposed to be like that big boy boss. You know what I'm saying? He's the devil of Marvel Comics. You know, I think he should be a little more kind of like serve well.
Honestly, I think it's funny you said about Doctor Strange 3. Because, like, I mean, that's surely going to be bigger than the second film. Because by that time of that third film, like, we would have known so much about the multiverse. And I think I think Mordor might be the main focus. But he's in Doctor Strange 2, so I'm curious.
Yeah,
what if
I'm curious
how he comes into this?
I don't know how they're going to work in Baron Mordo in that story, to be honest with you.
It sounds like a very Sam Raimi thing, throw in a lot of villains.
Yeah, that's a Sony thing. But
Sam
Raimi. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of characters in that movie, so I don't know where particularly he fits in that, but we'll see.
I think it's like an ensemble. I think it's gonna be like that mini tease of the next Avengers, and just kind of have a lot of cast members. If they have the Spider-Man in that'd be nuts. I just hope we see them.
Fucking nuts, yeah. Do you guys think Wanda will 100% become the villain? Yes,
I think she will. I mean.
And
you know what? This is interesting. You know this Civil War 2? Right. Now, if Wanda becomes a villain and causes loads of chaos, does this mean Captain Marvel 2 will sort of be the beef between Captain Marvel and Carol and Monica? Because Monica was trying to help her, but then
that's a good
Wanda
one. Yeah.
You better clip this.
I'm going to clip this. I got you.
I mean, that's a possibility because Monica's, I mean, I like Monica a lot, and I think she clearly doesn't like Carol for all the past, but I think they're going to clash in that second film.
Yeah. And now she's Photon, which we'll get into.
Yes, she pretty much is Photon.
And she's pretty much confirmed for that movie. Yeah, they might go that route. I can see that happening.
Because apparently the second Captain Marvel is essential. Apparently, the rumors and reports, it's an ensemble. It's literally going to be like Civil War 2. And I don't know if they meant it's going to be similar to the plot of Civil War, or they mean like it's it's loads of people coming together.
Adaptation, but it's going to be the MCU version. They're going to twist and turn it, which I'm fine with. I know.
I hope it is. I hope it is that because
they're doing Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion is a separate thing. It's not in the Captain Marvel 2.
It's I thought a lot of people thought that would have been the case. I think they may. So I'm trying to remember. Does Captain Marvel 2 come out before Secret Invasion or Secret Invasion after? I think Secret Invasion's after. Maybe they tease that in Captain Marvel 2, and maybe the tensions go into Secret Invasion because they find something out. I mean, we'll obviously discuss that when that's out at the time. But I am a little bit surprised with the series because I really want it to be a movie, but I think maybe it'll be like a 6-hour type of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think the more the merrier for Captain Marvel.
Right.
I think you're onto something about Al Pacino. I'm calling it right now. I'm going to post this on my Instagram, and by the time when episode 9 comes out or whenever Doctor Strange comes out, Multiverse of Madness, and if we do see Al Pacino pop up as Mephisto, I'll be like, I called it. But a lot of people, I got that from a tweet. A lot of people are going to probably make that same prediction and assumption that he might be Mephisto, and that could be a big reveal. But yeah, man, I'm gonna boost about it. What's up, Luke Reviews? Shout out to you, Luke. Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck is the aerospace engineer. I don't see that happening. I think, dude, a lot of fans will be pissed off if it is. But a lot of fans.
What happened.
Yeah, a lot of fans, even myself, were kind of disappointed and kind of underwhelmed with that aerospace engineer.
Dude,
who was that? Who I heard a theory. Want to go for it? Go for it.
No, you go for it. Mine is. Okay, I mean, I'll remember what I'm saying.
I heard a theory that if you remember in Captain Marvel, Monica was talking to a little squirrel girl.
Right.
They're kind of pointing that as the scroll, as this military agent, as an aerospace engineer, because she
Right.
made a reference of, we're not the only one. We appreciate what your mom did. We're not the only ones who we're loyal to. We're loyal to our own people, or some sort of loyalty kind of chant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it could be that, but right now, that was a trash reveal. I think the way how they
Yeah.
the way how they went about that whole scene was just stupid, idiotic, in my opinion. You built this truck within a day, right? It's just like it just pops out of nowhere, right? And now you just want to decide just to ram it in. Like, and if it's not working,
Yeah.
why are you trying to
Really
ram it in?
smart.
It's clearly not going in, right? This is a force field you're talking about. It's not gonna just magically open the door for you. And then Monica
Yeah.
decides to go in, which is fine. But why the hell she did not take off? Why she took off her helmet for it? You know what I'm saying? She should have just kept the helmet on and just right straight in if she wanted to do that, just to be extra safe. But no, they want to give us that hero
I
moment. Even
I think
her,
that aerospace thing was just, I was so
Just
annoyed.
like
I'm like, wait, I watched Emergency Awesome's video, and this is Emergency Awesome saying this. He didn't even know who the hell she was. She wasn't even a character in the comics or
Yeah.
anything. So they just made this new aerospace engineer for no reason.
It could be a little scroll side, but even
That's
with
the
that,
only theory that I've heard that
that's
sounds
still kind
right.
of trash though, because we don't know nothing. But that's, if anything, that's a background character.
It's
And
like
she
an
was hyping
extra.
it up
Who gives
too.
a shit?
This is what I get people saying, that you kind of, the actors promoting their stuff, but they go too overblown sometimes. Like, oh my god, you're gonna freaking go crazy when you see this reveal. Like, it just wasn't like, don't do that. Like, sometimes fans will get mad, but the
Tayona
promoters-
Paris said that our reaction is going to be insane when we see the aerospace engineer. So what if the big cameo is the aerospace engineer instead of Mephisto and all this? Maybe what if we see Mephisto next episode, but we have that big cameo is at the end. So
I think if they're talking about how huge it is, I think it might be Blue Marvel or Reed Richards. I'm still going
I
off
think
that.
Blue Marvel or Reed is the only two I can think that would. Again, Blue Marvel, that doesn't seem like a Luke type thing unless the actor it's himself is huge. I mean, who could play Blue Marvel?
Denzel.
Oh, that's Luke. If Denzel freaking shows up like that, that's a wrap. Because Denzel could play him because he kind of looks like him, like the hair, everything. Oh, dude, that would blow my mind if Denzel fucking walks in like that.
Either those two, like, it's not the character itself; it's the actor who's playing him. It's gonna be Luke Skywalker, Al Pacino or Denzel, something, or John Krasinski as Reed Richards, because a lot of fans will blow their load. If
just freaking show us the Fantastic Four. I want to see Reed. I want to see Sue Storm. You heard those stupid rumors about Jennifer Lawrence being Sue Storm.
Yeah,
that was cat.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. And I don't want it to happen.
That was funny.
Luke reviews. Well, they haven't shown up yet, so who knows? So that wasn't them. That wasn't them at all.
Yeah, that was probably just.
Hold on.
They're probably just misdirecting us again.
I don't know. It could be them, but
I'll tell you why. In Cobra Kai, one of the legacy characters from Karate Kid was. Well, loads of people put that theory out there that she was going to be a nurse, because she is a nurse in that world, but without trying to spoil something, basically one of the characters needs the nurse, a specific nurse or specific health person, like a surgeon that deals with an injury, and according to the whole story, like, she could have been that person to help, but that was they misdirected that scene, and then they reintroduced her later on in the series. But we know she's going to show up, but not exactly how we expected. They're probably doing that with the aerospace engineer. So then we just go, oh my shit, no way. Like, this is bigger because we don't know who the character is anyway. Whereas in Cobra Kai, that specific character, you knew she was coming. You just don't know how. But we don't know who this character is and how they're going to come in. So it's just more crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, of course, these cameos, but we're going to get into the episode a little bit more in depth. Cameos don't make a good show. They just give you these eye-dropping moments. They give you, the drop, the pops and stuff, but it's not good writing just to be like, okay, the show's not doing good, so let's bring in Reed Richards to save it, Like it's just not that's not what I want. But it is cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel it'd be cool to introduce him, but I don't know if they're going to slowly introduce Fantastic Four like they're planning to do with X-Men, because X-Men there's a lot. Understandable. Fantastic Four is only 4. Why do you need to introduce them one by one? So if it is Reed, I'm still going to be going crazy. But yeah, I'll be like, wait, why are they bringing him now? Like, they can just bring all the guys together, can't they?
I think it's better for them to introduce Reed and then go ahead and introduce the rest of them. I would like to plant.
I think they will in an ensemble film, and then they will bring them into their own film. I feel like that's how they'll probably do it. I want to
see the first family in their movie all together for the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want them to be already a family and already have the powers.
What if you see them in Captain Marvel 2? Because if this is not set in the 60s like in the comics, like the whole Kirby kind of thing, then I mean, I don't know if that's a multiverse thing. They bring them through the multiverse, or they make the guys from the first film canon. But obviously, that would be hard to explain because Chris Evans played
Human Torch.
Right. But like, yeah, I mean, I feel like they'll probably just do. They might introduce him in hopefully that film, like they did with like Black Panther. Then he had his film.
Yeah.
Funny enough, he relates to that. But yeah, I hope if they bring in at least Reed and then maybe Sue Storm, at least those two together, because they're a partnership. They don't necessarily need to bring Human Torch and the Thing straight away. They can bring them in the film, but bring those two at least.
They can still establish that Reed has a friendship with Ben Grimm, the Thing. So
yeah, they can
plant the seeds a little bit, but I don't want them to be the Fantastic Four already. You know what I'm saying? Or even
I don't think we'll get that. I think they need to fully reboot it, like get rid of that whole stigma on Fantastic Four films, go in fresh, do this properly, MCU style. That's it, not Fox and all that, because they've really screwed the pooch. But the Galactus stuff as well, that was quite shambles. But anyway,
yeah, that was bad. Bad memories. The engineer was so disappointing. I was thinking it was going to be Phil. Is that Phil Coulson?
Yeah,
Cousins.
Phil Coulson.
Hawkeye. Oh, that's an interesting one. I heard some sorts of like a certain Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. character could pop up in as the aerospace engineer. So
yeah,
I don't know. I haven't seen that show.
I think that would be super underwhelming because a lot of people. I'll be honest. If there's a big character in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm not going to be impressed. I'll be like, that's someone we already know. Although I don't invest my time in the show, I would be really disappointed. So yeah, let's hope it's just someone we're waiting for.
Yeah. Tiara Harris, Monica said she's.
I was thinking about this earlier on.
So it's definitely wasn't her. Yeah, it could be not her. But
what if they're trying to? What if they've kind of made
bad, like overall?
I mean, I don't know if they realize what they're doing, but what if they intentionally made this episode feel that a little more filler because the next two are going to blow our minds? I mean, I hope they're doing that. It's MCU, so I have faith in Feige and everything, but Feige will be the one to do all these crazy stuff because I feel like that's the thing he keeps consistent is all these mind-blowing things. But yeah, man, I just hope.
I hope so too. Talking more about the episode, it was filler. I think also too talking about that scene with Monica when she was going through that force field. You want to say it was that CGI did not look good. Like the background did not look good. It didn't look clean to me. And also too, you get the connections of Cara Danvers talking. She's going through her grief. You want to say Monica. You get Cara Danvers, and it's like, dude, I just don't give a shit about Cara Danvers or Captain Marvel. When I heard her voice, it's like it just doesn't mean nothing. But overall, Monica is such a better character than Cara Danvers. I feel like.
Do you know what's nuts? They developed Monica better in. Well, she's been in this for like 3 or 4 episodes fully,
right?
Than Captain Marvel did in her own film and an Endgame.
And I think that's a problem because Monica in here is everything you want for a female antagonist. She's not
Right.
she's not trying to force no, she's not trying to make no snarky comments about, oh, I'm a woman. She's not trying to remind us she's a woman. She's just doing her job, not even thinking about nonchalantly, just going about her job and going about saving
She's
Wanda.
not basically like, I'm a strong, independent black woman or anything dumb like that. She's just going, I'm badass and that's it. And that's what I want. When you make a female powerful, don't try and make them powerful by them trying to be like a man, like they did with Carol. Make them powerful because they're who they are, not because of, oh, they have to be a guy. They did that so wrong with Brie Larson. Yeah. And that's why it pissed off a lot of people like me and you.
Even with that scene, how she's kind of hearing the voices of her previous past and her grief, her mom and Carol Danvers, I still feel like that's such a better, even though I made this assumption and we kind of talked about this too. I feel like some comic book characters just have a stupid way of getting their powers. Like,
right.
When you're talking about like Carol Danvers getting blasted from a space stone, she should be dead. You know, some sorts of that. It kind of take out the realisticness of it. Some characters in the comics just get their powers in weird ways, and I think this is kind of, to me, I'm not a fan of the way how she got her powers, but I'll let it pass because I don't know if Photon got her powers like an amazing, incredible, iconic way, such sorts of like Spider-Man or Captain America. So
I think it's hard to just.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I get what you mean. Like you want a bit more of a, not exaggeration, but you just want a bit. You want it to be a bit more. You want to value the fact that they've gone from this to that in some awesome way, not just rushing it and giving the powers. There you go. I like the fact though, with her being so desperate to help Wanda, she developed these powers going through the hex without even thinking it would do anything. But obviously, she found out that it was modifying her molecular structure. So she knew that, and then she went through the hex again. It could have been that moment again where she dies, or Carol thinks she's dead, but then she gets the powers of that stone. It's like I think that's a moment of saying like, this is why this person is going to become Photon. They're that person. They've embodied a spirit, which is now them. That makes sense. It's like before they even were the character that we're going to see. So I like the fact that they did that with Monica. It wasn't really rushed. It was quite natural. Like, you're going into something with a lot of energy and a lot of power. Yeah. Surely something's going to happen with that, you know?
And it was very much a hero moment for Monica. Even while the powers, she did a hero moment. I think that's kind of like the thing with a lot of superheroes. You want them to be kind of like a good person even before they get the powers.
Right.
So, and even with that, I feel like her moment with Wanda and Agnes, I feel like she could have done something in that moment. I don't know why she just couldn't have just like took in Wanda, because you saw when Wanda put up in the air and she kind of fell and did like a hero landing. She should know at that moment that she has abilities to do stuff that are capable to combat Wanda. So why not just end it right there? And that's the whole overall problem with this episode. It's filler because you get Monica, she disappears, Wanda's over there, and then you get this end credit scene which is kind of pointless, honestly. I don't know what the hell that was, showing Evan Peters. It just was poorly cut, poorly edited, in my opinion. You see Monica.
I think they just don't want you to know a lot, but it confuses you more because you're like, wait, what's going on with his character? Is he just the joke now, or what is it? You know?
Right. It just the way how it was. It ended with Monica looking at the screen. Is like it just wasn't shot right, directed right, in my opinion. Poorly end credits. What else we got to talk about this episode, dude? This episode was just, God, I don't know, man. This was filler. This was legit filler in my opinion.
I think it was bad in a lot of ways, but I don't think it was as bad as episode 1 and 2 because obviously that was just, I was like, I'm not feeling the show. But episode 7, in terms of how it was progressing after the 3rd episode, I thought we were doing good there, and to now kind of go back down to like that, just about better than episode 3 or on the same level as episode 3 is kind of like, I'm not feeling it as much.
Yeah, it's filler, but it's TV. I think we need to come to because But the thing with Mandalorian, people make this talk about because this is like Disney Plus TV. It's different because it's
It's
supposed to be
something
like movie
new.
quality, cinematic quality, right? Shorter episodes, a limited series. Mandalorian has some filler episodes, but their filler for some reason is just a bit more enjoyable because you get the action, you get the stuff.
I never really felt like there was much filler. I was always engaged with Mando, and I loved it. I feel like the filler thing, it can be very subjective because
It is subjective. Yeah,
you
the
might
whole
feel that
definition of
that
filler is
specific thing
subjective.
is right. Yeah, all of our experiences are like I might enjoy the hell out of the comedy out of this episode, and yeah, someone like you might say no, it's filler, but then I could be like, oh, I laughed my ass off. But again, it just depends on
Yeah.
your experience. But I think we can agree that this wasn't a filler episode, definitely.
I think I will agree on that too. And but a lot of people have different definitions of filler. So I don't want to mix and
Yeah,
say this is guaranteed filler. It's filler in my eyes and your eyes too. If you're looking at the show overall, because we're really getting somewhere after episode 6. But yeah.
exactly.
Um talking Cobra Kai, we need more screen time with my boy Jimmy Woo. Yeah, Jimmy
Yeah,
Woo.
Jimmy
No,
Woo.
Randall Park, before acting, he was like a rapper. He was part of like this rap group. I'll probably do like a little
Really?
yeah, I'll probably do like a little GIF or something for the next WandaVision spoiler talks. But I have a couple of them I want to show. I did these little edits. So here we go.
It's the police, ma'am. Your son's been hit by a drunk driver. He's dead.
Oh my
Joker
God.
telling Wanda.
You know
she's
what?
bad
You
news.
need to do one where she opens the door and we just go, "Don't miss tonight's spoiler talk" or something.
Here's another one.
Give me rent.
Yeah, so that's a little.
You get one of Toby going, "No!" doing that scream.
So I want to.
Sorry.
I like those little, little jokes in here and there. So I'm gonna have to get more. What was the one I was just talking about? Jimmy Woo. I gotta get my boy Jimmy Woo in there because
I love the clip where he's like, "I'm FBI agent." Did you say Jimmy Woo? Or just FBI agent Woo or something. He does a little
the
card trick. You need to get a clip of that. That was awesome.
bro. That video has me dead. LMAL. Yeah, man. It's I got a little funny sense of humor, but I think we're gonna get into our highlight moment and then we'll get into our final grade. So highlight
Sure.
moment overall for this episode, Shamoon.
It might sound a bit, obvious, but I feel like the reveal with Agnes, it's just like you are kind of waiting for it, but it's the way they did it. I liked the deception and the way Wanda walked in. And it really posed more questions, and it just really wants you to make. It really wants you. You feel like you want to see the episode now for episode 8, and it was a great way to create the suspense going into the next episode. So yeah, that's probably my highlight moment. Although I think there might have been one other, that moment with Monica and Wanda, but I feel like the ending was way more powerful in the way it was.
Yeah. I'm gonna go double down with you with that highlight moment of Wanda entering the basement. The whole house of Agnes, I really like. It's kind of dark. It's like a lot of brown colors, a lot of dark colors. And then that basement, the way how the aspect ratio changes, and you get more of the cinematic look, and the whole setting, the way how it was designed of her basement looks very haunting and very scary. Hopefully, we get more of that and amp it up. Amp up this horror because I really want this horror MCU to come in full fruition in the MCU. Yeah, but we're gonna get into
It definitely felt really suspense. That's exactly why I loved it. I don't like horror, but I like suspense thriller type stuff. I loved it. It was great.
So we're gonna get into our final grades. Shamoon reacts.
Okay, I'm gonna give this an F. No, I'm just playing. I will see. I've been consistent. You know that, Matt. I've said A last few episodes. I still want to remember what I said for the first 2, but I think I said B-. I'm actually going to say B- for this episode because I felt it was supposed to build on what we knew, and the disappointment with the aerospace thing. It's like, come on, we're waiting once a week for these episodes. Give us something in that moment rather than teasing it more. the other things as well we were discussing, and the ending was probably the only reason I could give this a B minus. Otherwise, if it wasn't for that ending, I would have probably given this a C plus. But yeah, I'm gonna go with a B minus, which is quite mad. Think about it.
B minus for Shamoon. I'm gonna go ahead and, man, talking about the episode, it kind of made me kind of look back at it less stressfully, less putting less, on it. I'm gonna go with D plus with this episode. I think the lowest ranking one. I'm being honest. Before it was like a D. We're talking about a little bit more. It's like a D plus.
Okay, now fair play.
Yeah,
I was expecting D plus, but yeah, okay.
Did not enjoy this episode too much. I think, in my opinion, it was filler, kind of a wasted episode. And if anything, we could have done without this episode. We couldn't have had this 1 hour connected to whatever is going to happen in episode 8. So maybe one last episode of WandaVision, in total, eight episodes actually works better. But that's my final grade for this episode. And we're going to get to one more question, and we're going to head on out of here. And I still need to navigate this StreamYard better. Where do you guys think the twins are? That's a good question.
We were just also discussing this with a friend. We were saying that one of the flies might be one of the twins and possibly the rabbit, but there's another theory about the rabbit being Doctor Strange. So I think the kids are maybe somewhere else in the basement we didn't get to see, or maybe Agnes has got them.
Traps.
I mean, what if Agnes has put them in? Yeah, something maybe with this. I don't know about this, the book or the scroll, but I feel like somewhere in that basement they probably are. If it's not that,
probably stashed away, even maybe like some jewelry. I don't know, or diamonds, whatever. It doesn't. They didn't show it, so yeah. I think I heard some theories about that bunny or that rabbit because they shown that rabbit a couple times before.
Yeah, I think they showed the bunny earlier on in the series as well, if I'm right.
Yeah. And they were kind of emphasizing that.
If that bunny is Doctor Strange, that's fucking nuts. Like, so Agnes is very powerful then.
Lost the battle against Agnes or Nightmare or whatever. That would be crazy.
Cool. I would love to see that. Maybe that might be something they show right at the end of the series, like, hopefully.
Because I think we're all predicting that Doctor Strange is going to appear, but how will he appear? Will he just pop up out of nowhere? I'm saying because he would have been doing, handling this situation when it started, right?
Exactly. It's to do with the universe, and he said he's the protector of, like, all realms or universes or whatever he said. Like, he said it to Tony, right, in Infinity War. And he basically no longer just looks at Earth. He has to look at the multiverse, that anything that potentially is a threat, just like Thanos was. I mean, the guy's on like 24/7 watch now. He's the Sorcerer Supreme. That's his role. And again, they said it at San Diego Comic-Con, which was already a plot in itself, that the events of WandaVision tie in to Doctor Strange 2. So he has to show up at the end. That just, it has to happen.
Just the way how they're going to show him has to be kind of surprising. And I think him as the bunny could be surprising because not a lot of people are talking about that. But they're emphasizing along on that bunny and that beetle too, a little bit.
Yeah.
I will give it a C minus. Yeah, it's lower ranked than the season overall. Like I said, by the time this show is over, I'm gonna regrade all my look back at these episodes, kind of regrade them, check them a couple times, and just go overall because it's more of a build up show until that final blow, right? That 9 episode, that 8th episode. Really, no more excuses. These 2 episodes got to deliver. They have.
The show is just trying to be built up for the finale, which I think is quite annoying because you've just wasted a few weeks several weeks of watching a show just to see all of what you wanted in the freaking last episode. Like that T-shirt. Remember what I said?
And I should be a 2-parter. Episode 8 should have left on a cliffhanger, and episode 9 should just go full crazy, right?
Just straight into it, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be our show, guys. Once again, shout out to Shamoon. Shout out to all of you guys. All these comments, man. I really appreciate all of these guys popping up. You guys supplied us a great live stream here today. And we're going to do this once again next Monday at 1 Pacific time, 4 Eastern. And Shamoon, you want to tell the great people where they can find you?
Sure. So prior to this, I was on another stream with a Cobra Kai creator. I talk about Cobra Kai. I'm Cobra Kai Nation. If you don't know me, it's Shamoon Reacts. We talk all about Cobra Kai, everything, interviews, whatever, on that channel. So go check that out. And yeah, if you want to check out reactions, stuff with Marvel, anything movie, TV related, then check out Shamoon Reacts as well. And as always, man, it's a pleasure being on every week. And yeah, let's just hope next week this Friday is the one.
Yeah, I hear you on that. You guys can, of course, follow me here on Basic Entertainment. Subscribe to the channel. I do discussion videos, live spoiler talks, reactions, movie reviews, and all sorts of great stuff here on this channel. Also, too, you guys can go follow me for more news coverage of movies and such sorts on Basic Entertain on Instagram. And yeah, man, we got a couple more comments. Let's actually hit these because I really want to get to them.
Yeah, sure.
Are you excited about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? I do. I heard that Scarlet Witch 3 of Spider-Man, Deadpool, Agnes Harkness, and more. It seemed longer movie. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot. I think Sam
If Agnes is in that film, they might start off the film with, obviously we'll see how this turns out with the end of WandaVision. But if that's gonna tie into Doctor Strange, then they might show the scene where they had that fight. Maybe that's how they start Doctor Strange 2. But then the finale will kind of conclude and tell us what it is.
I think you're talking about all these characters. There's, of course, there's going to be a lot of characters in Multiverse of Madness, but I think Sam Raimi this time is going to nail the landing. With that all being said, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. And one more announcement, Shamoon, this Friday, watch along. We're going to do
That's something I wanted to say, but I thought I'd leave it right until the end. So yeah, what time are we doing the stream?
We're going to do it at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 12 Eastern, and that's
5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, I think. So yeah, because I'm 8 hours forward. Yeah. So we're gonna do the live the live watch party, and this episode is gonna be huge. So I'm super excited for that, man.
Be there to join us, watch WandaVision with us, react with this, and discuss it with us. And of course, we'll do this again next Monday. I'll see you guys next time. We out of here.
Take care, guys.
Deuces.